Okay, let's go over the answers to some more molar mass problems. Right? Which, and I still have this equation up here from the last set of homework where we were talking about the idea of the mole. Right? Well, now we're looking at the molar mass. And in order to calculate the molar mass, remember what you got to do is you got to add up all the parts of a formula. And you got to add up their masses from the periodic table that's up above me, but you should have a copy of it in your notes. All right. So the first one says, how many moles is a wait, this says how many moles are molecules? Oh, that's actually this equation. It's not molar mass, it's just a little thing to remember back. So we've got to use that equation of 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd over 1 mole. That's equal to, now look at the question, it says how many moles? Well, there's my question. It's X moles. What are we talking about? SO2, sulfur dioxide. If I've got 5.23 times 10 to the 23rd molecules of SO2. So this is actually molecules of SO2 also. So from there, what we got to do is cross multiply. So we're going to go this times 1. So we got 5.23 times 10 to the 23rd times 1. That's equal to, now go the other way, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times x. And now I've got to get x by itself. So to get x by itself, I've got to divide both sides by 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd. Now let's get rid of that. Leaves me with x. And if you type this thing in, and again, this is an important step to make sure you know what's being divided by what. And if you divide this out, you're going to get 0.8. I think it's 869. Yep, 869, and that was moles of SO2. So that's the answer for the first one. All right, let's go on to the second one. Second one says how many atoms. Oh, we're still on the same equation again. It's atoms and moles. So again, we're going to do this. How many atoms? Oh, so that's this top spot. How many atoms of copper? So we know now this is also atoms of copper. If I have 7.54 moles of copper. So cross multiply x times 1 equals 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd times 7.44. 7.54, not 44. Multiply that out, and x is going to end up equaling this really, really big number of 4.54 times 10 to the 24th, and we were talking atoms of copper is the right answer. So that was question number 2. All right. So now let's go on to question number 3. And let's see if that all of a sudden gets rid of this equation. I think it does, because it says find the molar mass. Oh, sweet. All right, so we're not doing this anymore. Now we're trying to find out the molar mass of it. So find the molar mass of each compound. So the first one, we've got Ca3N2. So in order to do this, now I got to use my periodic table and get the molar mass, all right, or the mass of it. Don't get the atomic number. You got to get the mass. And round those off to the whole number. So we start with calcium. I have 3 calciums times his mass is 40, I think. Yep, times 40. Plus, we got 2 nitrogens times his mass is 14. And again, these numbers come from there. These numbers come from the periodic table. Those are the masses of each one. So I multiply this out. This is 120 plus 28. So that's 148 grams of Ca3N2 per 1 mole of Ca3N2. Make sure that you have all of this for your answer. Don't just put down 148, right? Because then I'm going to think it's puppies. Right? So you've got to give me that whole unit, and that will be important down the road when we get to the next chapter, which is stoichiometry. All right, let's go to the next one. Excuse me. The next one's H2C2O7. So to do this one, we got 2 hydrogens times his mass is 1. Plus, there's 2 carbons times his mass is 12. Plus, there's 7 oxygens times his mass is 16. So I got to multiply this out. So that's 2 plus 24 plus, oh, what's that, like 112? Make sure I'm right. Yep. So we add this thing up, and we're going to get 138. That's grams of H2C2O7 per 1 mole of H2C2O7. That's the answer for the second one. Well, the second one of part 3. All right, next one, letter C for part 3. We got Al2SO43. All right, so this one we've got 2 times the mass of aluminum, which is 27, I think. Yep. Plus, this one here we can do it 2 different ways. We can actually go, there's 1 sulfur times his mass is 32, plus there's 4 oxygens times his mass is 16, and then go all of that times the 3 out in front, or out behind of it. Or we can multiply it and go 3 times 1, and we can go 3 times 32, and go 3 times 4, that's 12, plus 16. And we could do it that way. Either way will get us the exact same answer. All right. So if we multiply this all together, all right, we're going to get this to be 54, plus if you multiply all of that out, you get, let's see, I didn't do it that way. It's actually like 96 plus 192. So that's like 288. Okay. So if you add 54 plus 288, that's 342. And that's grams of Al2SO43 per 1 mole of Al2SO43. So that's the answer for that one. Now, 3 letter D. I guess it wasn't the last one. Time we had FeNO22. So in this one, we're going to go 1 Fe times his mass is 56. We'll do this one the other way and go, really, there's 1 N times 2, so it's plus 2 times 14 for N's because there's 2 N's. Plus I have 2 times 2, that's 4 oxygens times his mass is 16. So if we add this stuff up, we're going to have 56 plus 28 plus, that's what, 64. And if you add that up, you get 148. And that's grams of FeNO22 if I have 1 mole of FeNO22. All right, so that finishes number 3. Now we move on to number 4, which number 4 I think says we're supposed to find the mass of 1 mole of it. Well, that sounds different, but you know what? It's still the molar mass. I'm gonna make sure that's what it's worded like. Yep, find the mass of 1 mole of it. So we're still going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to find out the molar mass of the substances. So for letter A, we got Mg. That's it, just Mg. So there's 1 of him times his mass is 24. So that's 24 grams of Mg if I have 1 mole of Mg. All right, so that's that guy. Well, let's go to letter B. Letter B is Li2O, lithium oxide. So 2 lithium times his mass is 7, plus there's 1 oxygen times his mass is 16. Multiply these out, that's 14 plus 16. And it's 30 grams of Li2O if I got 1 mole of Li2O. That's the answer for that one. For letter C. For letter C is N7O8. So I got 7 nitrogens times his mass is 14, plus 8 oxygens times his mass is 16. If I multiply this stuff out, I'm going to get, this is 98 plus 128. Add that guy up, and I'm going to get 226 grams of N7O8 if I have 1 mole of N7O8. So there's the answer for that one. That's for letter C. We got 1 more to go. For letter D. For letter D says CrNO32. So I got 1 chromium. His mass is 52. Plus I got 2 nitrogens times his mass is 14. Plus I got 2 times 3, that's 6 oxygens times his mass is 16. I multiply this stuff out, I got 52 plus 28 plus 96. And add those guys up, you're going to get 176 grams of CrNO32 if I had 1 mole of CrNO32. And there's the final answer for this. And that concludes that worksheet. So we'll see you next time. Have a great day.